I welcome you all for two-day national workshop for the students of life sciences organized by Botany for You and Cranes through the online platform Botany for You. In my last video on career opportunities for the student of life sciences in India, I will continue today on various examination requirement, its pattern and requirement to study abroad. My name is Dr. Nitin Labhane and I'm working in Bhavans College, Andheri, Mumbai. Now, to recapitulate what earlier video of mine, I will, for those students who had been joining this particular national workshop today, I am sharing some of my few slides for the benefit of them. Now, what do you mean by life sciences? Life sciences or biological sciences comprises the branch of science that involves the scientific study of life and organisms such as microorganisms, plants, and animals, including human beings. But this classification is organismal. What does it mean? It means that when we are studying plants, we are studying botany. When we are studying microorganisms, we are studying microbiology. When we are studying animals, we are studying zoology. However, in the days of specialization, we are studying life sciences or biological sciences from various perspectives, namely biochemistry, biotechnology, biophysics, molecular biology, genetic engineering, forensic sciences, etc. Now, all these subjects are now well established faculties. Now, this is again the slide from my last lecture that when you should start planning. The answer is we should need to plan very well after our 12th standard result. After 12th standard, we go for medicine, agriculture, pharmacy, veterinary sciences, engineering, or BSc in life sciences or biological sciences. Now coming to the today's lecture, that is various examination what are required to study abroad, to go to the foreign universities with respect to life sciences. Now all these exams are given at a different period of time and it take care of the various stages in our life. Say for example, these are the exams like SAT, that is Scholastic Aptitude Test, ACT, that is American College Testing, GRE, Graduate Record Examination, GMAT, that is Graduate Management Admission Test, TOEFL, that is Test of English as a Foreign Language, IELTS, International English Language Testing System. Now all these exams are given at different duration in our life and we cater to the different degrees altogether. Now first exam, SAT, that is Scholastic Aptitude Test. Now SAT exam is for those students who want to go abroad in countries like US, Canada, UK and Australia to undertake undergraduate degrees. Now what in my undergraduate degrees? It means that you want to do your BA, BCom, BSc, BE or other degree examination. Now if you want to go for this examination, you will have to take the test in your 11th or 12th grade and then you will need to submit the scores which you will get in your SAT examination to the various universities or colleges where you want to apply it. Now what is the fees for the SAT examination? It is $96 if you don't want to give with an essay. But if you want to apply for the essay examination, it is $113 approximately. Now how is the pattern of it? The SAT is a standardized multiple choice paper pencil test that measures a student's skill in 3 core areas. Now what are those? Maths and evidence, which should take care of your critical reading and writing. how good you are there in your languages basically. Now it can be given 6 to 7 times in a year. The SAT has 4 sections. What are those sections? Reading, writing, and language, and maths, with where the no calculator is utilized, and the second part is a maths where calculator is used. The test may be taken optionally to write an essay, which in that case is the 5th test section. Now coming further, the reading test of the SAT is made up of one section with 52 questions, and you have to solve that in 65 minutes. The writing and language test, it consists of 44 multiple choice questions, and you have to solve it in 35 minutes. The maths portion of the SAT is divided into 2 sections, as I told you earlier, where no calculator is allowed, and second one where calculator is avoided. The maths test, where no calculator is avoided, you will be given 20 questions, out of which 15 will be of multiple choice and 5 will be of gradient type, and it will be given 25 minutes for it. And those with a calculator, where you are allowed to use the calculator, there are 38 questions, out of which 30 are of multiple choice and 8 will be of grid type, and it will be, you have to solve it in 55 minutes. So therefore the total time is 3 hours for without an optional thing, and if you are taking optional, then you will have to solve it in 3 hours and 50 minutes. Now how much is the score that is required? What score is considered to be a good score in the SAT? So the score will vary from 400 to 1600. So the 1600 is the maximum score. So what should be our aim? Our aim should be to score anywhere near to 1600. More than 1500 is considered to be a very good score. So if you get a very good score, what does it mean? The high SAT score means higher fellowships, higher scholarships. Also, it can compensate for your low GPA. If you happen to get low percentage in your 12th standard, it can compensate. If you are getting 1600 and if you are having less percentage, but still you will have an opportunity to apply in the best of the universities. It also means that the future job prospects becomes much better. So that is why one should give the SAT test. Again, to recapitulate, SAT is for going after 11th and 12th to do our undergraduate studies. Now the second test, that is ACT, that is American College Testing. Again, it is a standardized test for admission in undergraduate school based in US and Canada. Again, the ACT exam has 4 sections. What are those exams? What does it include? It has English, maths, reading, and science. Now English, 45 minutes and 75 questions you have to answer. Maths, 60 minutes will be given and you will have to solve 60 questions. For reading, you will be given 35 minutes and there will be 40 questions will be there. Science, it will be 35 minutes and 40 questions. Now there is an other paper is there which is called optional writing, which will be for which you will be given 40 minutes. So total there will be 3 hours and 35 minutes to solve all the 4 sections, and that is, what does it mean? There are total 215 questions. Each section of the ACT is scored on the scale of 1 to 36, right? So all the composite scale is considered to be the 36 scale around each will be considered to be the very good score. What is the fees? The fees is around $54 and $30 without writing skills. So in Indian rupees, it comes to around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees. Now it is conducted only few times in a year, that is from September to July only. So you need to plan it out well in advance at what period of time you want to give this examination. And this test is valid for, score is valid for 5 years. Now coming to the another very important examination, which is well known throughout the world. It is called as GRE, that is Graduate Record Examination. The GRE scores of candidates are accepted at thousands of graduate examinations around the world for masters and doctoral degrees, especially in US, Canada, UK, Australia, and even some of the IIMs in India also as well. Now what does it mean? So with SAT or ACT, you can get an admission for master's and doctoral degree. If you want to apply for master and doctoral degree, you need to have the GRE scores. And for that, you will have to give this examination. There are two types of GRE. One is called as a general GRE and second one is called as a subject GRE. Now what is this? What is the difference between them? Because some university asks for only general GRE test, while some university ask both general GRE as well as subject GRE. So what is general GRE includes? It includes quantitative reasoning. There are 40 questions are there and you will have to answer in 70 minutes. Now this quantitative reasoning means you are talking of maths. Second one is verbal reasoning, 40 questions and you will have to solve it in 60 minutes. Now this is basically your English language. Then your analytical writing, it consists of your you have to solve it in 60 minutes. Now we'll come to the subject GRE. Now some of the universities ask for subject GRE. They want to test how much the student is good in a particular subject. Now which are those subjects in which the GRE is taken? The subjects are physics, maths, literature, that is English, psychology, biology, chemistry, biochemistry, which also includes molecular and cellular biology. Now this GRE is a computer based test and it is conducted across various cities in India. How much is the fees? Around $205. In Indian rupees, it comes to around 15 to 16,000 rupees. A candidate can appear maximum once in 21 days and up to 5 times in a year. So if you think that your GRE score is not good, you can appear again, but not less than in 21 days. So higher, what does it mean? If you are getting a good GRE score, what does it mean? It means that you are going to get higher scholarship opportunities and it is going to compensate for low GPA scores in academics. And keep in mind, GRE, if your GRE score is good, the education in abroad is very expensive. So if your GRE score is good, you are going to get a good amount of fellowship, and that is how your expenses will be curtailed. Now GRE score is valid for a period of 5 years from the date of your examination. The total time for this test is 3 hours and 10 minutes. What does it contains? Verbal reasoning. There are 2 sections are there, 40 minutes, 40 questions in 60 minutes. Quantitative reasoning, 2 sections are there, 40 questions in 70 minutes. Analytical writing, 1 section is there and 2 tasks will be given and you have got 60 minutes for it. The quantitative and verbal sections are each out of 170 points, making the highest score possible which a person can score today is 340. Now the lower table, it tells you how much is the score range, how will your score range will be varying altogether. But what is it? What we should take home is that we need to score as much as 340. More than 300 score can be considered as a very good score, which will land you in one of the best universities in the world. Now, third examination, that is the GMAT, Graduate Management Admission Test. Now, this is the test that is required if one wants to get into an MBA program. That is Graduate Management Test for admission in graduate management programs. Now, some of you might have done an undergraduate degree or postgraduate degree in life sciences, but still you are planning to do your MBA from foreign universities. So for that, you will have to give GMAT. It is a computer adaptive test and it is intended to assess certain analytical, writing, quantitative, verbal, and reading skills in English. Now, the validity of this score is 5 years. Now, what does it include? Analytical writing assessment. One topic is given and you will be given 30 minutes to write about it. Now, what will it analyze? It will analyze how good you are there in the argument. The second one is integrated reasoning. 12 questions will be given, 30 minutes will be there. So it is a multiple score, graphic interpretation, table analysis, etc. will be there. Quantitative, that is the maths, will be there. It will be 31 questions and you have to solve in 60 minutes. Now verbal, 36 questions in 65 minutes. Then the total score is around 200 to 800, and anything above 700 can be considered as a very good score and it will land you in the best of the management institutes. GMAT is also considered in top IMM institutes in India as well. The fees is around 17,000 rupees and the total time is 3 hours and 7 minutes. Coming to the next examination, TOEFL, that is test of English as a foreign language. Now, since the world is having n number of languages and many countries are having education in their native languages, so when we want to come at the same level at an international arena, the English is considered to be the language where everybody will be tested. Now, this test of English as a foreign language is a standard test to measure the English language ability of non-native speaking wishing to enroll in English speaking universities. Now, what does it include? It includes reading skill, listening skill, speaking skills, and writing skill. For that, you are having, for reading, you have got 60 to 80 minutes. For listening, 60 to 90 minutes will be there. And for speaking, 20 minutes. And for writing, an essay kind of a thing, you will be giving for 50 minutes. So TOEFL is again a computer-based test. Earlier it was a paper and pencil-based test, but now it is a computer-based test. And you will be scored from 0 to 120 points. So 120 score is considered maximum. With each section will be graded from 0 to 30. So what does it mean? Any score nearing to 120 is considered to be a very good score. So more than 100 is considered a very good score. How many times you can take the exam? One can take the exam as many times as possible, but not more than once in a 12-day time. And it is valid for 2 years. The fees is approximately 13 to 14,000. It is in US dollar, it comes to $180. Now, IELTS, the International English Language Testing System. IELTS is an international standard test of English language proficiency for non-native English language speaker. Again, it is like the TOEFL, but TOEFL is accepted in US, in Canada, in Australia, in some parts of Europe. But when you look at the IELTS, IELTS is recommended by European countries and some other countries. So it is better to give both these examinations. So the validity of this examination for 2 years. Once you pass it, qualified, the score is valid for 2 years. One can give it as many times. IELTS exam conducted every month for only 2 to 3 times. So the fees is approximately 14,000, and there are more than 10,000 colleges and agencies and other institutions in over 140 countries which accepts IELTS score. So IELTS comprises the following sections: reading, listening, speaking, and writing, like what we have seen in case of the TOEFL. Reading 60 questions, 40 minutes. Listening 40 questions, 30 minutes. Speaking 3 questions in around 11 to 15 minutes you have to do it. And writing 2 questions will be there and you have to write in 60 minutes. The highest score for IELTS is 9 and the lowest score is 1. Each score is a reflection of different levels of English users. So what does it mean? The higher the IELTS score, the better is your skill about your language. So the band of 9, it means that you are an expert of English language. So IELTS is not only important to get admission in good universities or college in the world, but it also helpful for immigration purposes to go to other countries, because there are marks are there. When we apply for immigration, they see it that whether a person is having necessary English skills or not. And for that, they take the help of TOEFL and IELTS. So if you are there, it will help you. If not now, then it will help you in for your immigration purpose as well. Now, these were some of the examinations which are required either to enroll after your 12th standard or after your undergraduate degree to go for your PG or PhD degrees. Once you are there in the foreign universities or here universities in India, you are having these career paths. This is the slide which I shared in my last lecture also, that what are the career opportunities. Whether you are there in India or abroad, the opportunities will remain more or less the same. Now it's up to you which path you want to take it. Finally, I will come to the end of this particular video. At the outset, I like to congratulate you all for attending the today's session to plan for your studies in foreign universities. Now let us all contribute in building our nation and making it a symbol of knowledge. I wish all of you who are attending this particular session best for your future endeavors. Thank you very much.